Welcome to Morocco and to Marrakech, which now hosts the Openweight World Judo Championships. This event scraps judo's usual weight brackets and invites all brave enough to come and compete for World Championship glory. The Lavish Palais de Congres in the city was a unique venue for this unique and prestigious event. There would be some dream matchups and lots of talking points for judo audiences worldwide. But by far the biggest question was whether judo's greatest superstar, Teddy Riner, could win his 10th world title. However, the event itself was just one part of a bigger picture. Judo is growing exponentially in Morocco, and we'll see how its educational benefits are being harnessed as we join an IJF delegation led by President Mr. Marius Vizer as they visit the children of a local orphanage, some of whom were present in Jemaa El Fna Square, right in the heart of the city, as a special judo show was put on for the citizens of Marrakech. Whatever happens on the tatami here, it's clear that judo's flame will burn brightly in Morocco for years to come. In the absence of plus 78 kilogram world champion Yu Song of China, the favourite to take the women's gold was Japan's Asahina Sarah. The youngster narrowly missed out on her first world title in Budapest this September, when she lost to Song in the final. In Marrakech, she looked completely unstoppable, throwing all the way through her eliminations with Hizaguruma, a technique which saw her draw her opponent's weight forwards by rotating around to the side, before blocking them at the knee to send them crashing onto their backs. And when she didn't score ippon, she was quick to transfer into groundwork, pinning her opponents to get the win. In a match which marked the changing of the guard, she took on double world champion and 2012 Olympic champion Ortiz of Cuba. Having lost to her in the past, Asahina got her revenge in Marrakech, proving too powerful for Ortiz to contend with, as she eventually pinned the Cuban for ippon and a place in the final. Ortiz would have to be content with a fight for bronze, in which she encountered another strong youngster, Romain Dicot of France. She had produced a gigantic ippon earlier in the day against Germany's Yasmin Kulbs.
Dicot, just 18 years of age. Big arm round the back, and now Oguruma! And that was a beautifully taken Oguruma there from Dicot. Well, she just seemed to stand still, Coops. And, well, as soon as that arm was over the back there, it was all over.
But Dicot would have to wait for her moment in the spotlight. Ortiz proved too smart for the young Frenchwoman as she caught her with a strangulation technique to add yet another medal to her vast collection. But it held special significance as it was her first in the openweight format, having been so dominant at plus 78 kilograms. The lightest athlete in action was home hero Asma Niang, who weighed in at just 75.8 kilograms. We spoke to her about why she had decided to compete here in Marrakech.
On Sunday, I won't be in my category. I'm a 70 kilogram fighter. We have a heavyweight who got injured, so he would not have had any female athletes at all. For me, it was impossible and unthinkable to have a World Championships at home here in Marrakech and to not have any female representatives. So I said to myself, it's me that will fight, as everyone knows that I'm a competitor. I like that it's a challenge, and also I wanted the next generation to see that they were being represented, especially the youngsters and women, Moroccan women. You never know with judo, that's what's great. It's really an extraordinary sport, because lightweights can beat heavyweights. It's happened before in the past. It will be a new thing for me. I've been up at under 78 kilograms, but never in the heavyweight division. But I find it exciting because it's David versus Goliath, and what's different is that I've seen the hall and some athletes might not be used to it because it's just one tatami. It's like you're in the final straight away. We're really in the spotlight, but I am fighting at home, so the crowd will give me some of the weight which I'm lacking, so I'm just excited to get out there and fight. It's the first time we've had the World Openweight Championships anywhere in Morocco or in Africa generally. I'm really happy for all Moroccan athletes, even of different disciplines, because it's a really big event and the organisation of it has gone really well. I think it will really mark even Africa on the map, because Morocco is the gateway to Europe, but also to Africa on the other side. So if we open the door, perhaps down the line we could have a championships in Senegal or further away in Mozambique or elsewhere in other African countries. That in itself is already a big victory. We can see an evolution and that things are changing for Morocco and for the African continent and all nations that still need champions and role models to help push young people forward.
Sadly for Niang, a victory proved impossible. She was drawn against Abu Dhabi Grand Slam plus 78 kilogram champion Tessie Savelkals of the Netherlands, who outweighed her by 23 kilos. After a pin, Niang's day was over. But her mission to represent Moroccan women at these championships was complete, as her courage set a great example for her compatriots. Savelkals would go on to lose for bronze against Tunisia's Niel Chikrahou, ensuring that Africa would be on the podium in their openweight world championships. Asahina would contest the gold medal against Larissa Seric of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Asahina has been catching everybody with the Ashiwaza. Oh, there it is again! Beautiful Sasai there. Asahina, now, can she follow it through? Seric, now in trouble here. Asahina will come up and try and get the leg out. Well, Mate called. There's the Sasai. Didn't quite have control with both hands. Didn't quite have the Newaza to follow it. But now, Asahina again! This time! A Hizaguruma this time. It changed direction just a little bit, and she's straight into the hold down here. Every one of her matches has been either with the Sasai or the Hiza. Slight difference in the application, but the result is the same. She goes into Kamishio Katami here, and she is now the world openweight champion. Asahina of Japan. Brilliant Tachiwaza, brilliant transition, and the Japanese celebrate. Hizaguruma here, she gets the rotation. This time, she follows it down into the Kamishio Katami. And there, a very proud dad says, at last, you are world champion. Brilliant performance. Ippon, every fight.
The men's division was all about Teddy Riner. The Frenchman is judo's biggest and most decorated superstar. Just 2 months after winning his 9th world title in Budapest, Riner was favourite to take title number 10. But there are no seedings here, and in just the second round, Riner was drawn against Guram Tushishvili, his biggest challenger at the moment. The pair fought at the semi-final stage in Budapest, where the Georgian pushed Riner further than he's ever been pushed before. Riner would have to be focused as he took on Tushishvili in an eagerly anticipated rematch.
So a repeat of the quarterfinals of the World Championships just gone. Oh, look at that! Well, they've given it Ippon. I don't think it was Ippon. I think he over-rotated. Look at that, Haragoshi there, and he just totally over-rotates, and it's been changed to a Wazari. Oh, Dad there celebrating. So Riner now against Tushishvili. What a match, and that's going to be another Wazari. Riner is on fire here. He wanted to show, I think, that, well, Tushishvili has been pegged as a real contender, but he's taking him apart here. It's all over, and Teddy Riner is through to the 3rd round.
Riner's next opponent was Tunisia's Faisal Jabala.
Jabala, 2 Shidos down, he's got to go forwards, he really has. 2 minutes, halfway through the contest. Riner! Oh, he gets the action-reaction! Beautiful Osodagari there, gets the Wazari, and now I think it's all over. Straight into the Kesagatami there, and Jabala's not going anywhere. Well, he just loses control there with the hands, so only a Wazari. Only a Wazari, but straight into the hold down to score Ippon.
Mongolia's Temulin Batulga would face Riner at the quarter-final stage.
Well, just 29 seconds left. Look at it. Seconds ticking away. Batulga's got 2 penalties. Oh, that's Ippon. Uchimata there by Riner. And that was a technique under pressure. Uchimata beautifully taken there. And he's flat on his back, Batulga. And that puts Riner through to the semi-final.
Favourite to meet Riner at the semi-final stage was Japan's Ojitani Takeshi, who took on Andy Granda of Cuba in the quarter-finals.
Granda has done so well to get this far, but he's not finished yet. Look! Goodness me! Oguruma there against Ojitani. And he's got the Ippon, and he's going to go through to the semi-final. 43 kilos difference between these two, but Andy Granda was absolutely magnificent with the application of that Oguruma. Straight the way down, and he gets the Ippon.
A scrappy semi-final ended with a Wazari in golden score to Riner, as the Frenchman made it through to the final. He was now just one win away from his 10th World Championship title. The other side of the draw saw a real wildcard in Riner's French teammate Cyril Marais, who took gold in the plus 100 kilogram division at the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam, despite being an under 100 kilogram fighter. We spoke to him about the unique draw of the Openweight World Championships.
It's true that it's special, the Open. There's no weight categories, so there's a real chance of meeting someone lighter or heavier. That's what's great about this type of competition, is that you can get someone smaller, taller, bigger, heavier. That's what's beautiful about this competition. The heavyweights are definitely different. They're much more physical than me. So you've got to fight differently and try to be more mobile. But then again, it's always possible to meet someone lighter, so you've got to always adapt yourself in each fight. I think that's the word I'd keep in mind for this competition. Adaptability. Trying to approach each fight differently, but whilst always staying true to your own judo. You can't change your judo from one category to another. You shouldn't transform yourself. Yes, it's a real challenge to be able to compete at this Openweight World Championships. There's been a revolution, I think, in the world among the athletes. Today, there's lots of skillful athletes that weigh around 110 or 115 kilograms who decide to fight in the heavyweight division, or who lose lots of weight to fight at under 100 kilograms. It's this type of athlete that can keep their physicality whilst adding speed and movement. It's this type of athlete which is performing at the moment. I train a lot with Teddy, and it's difficult, but I always give it my all. We've actually fought before in the French Championships. Yes, he beat me, but I caused him lots of problems because we know each other so well. I'd love to be able to meet him at this Championships, certainly in a final, because it would really mean I've had a good day. But Teddy remains my friend. We started judo together when we were junior world champions in 2006, both of us. It's true he rapidly started winning competitions whilst it was harder for me. But Teddy is a friend in training. He's someone who I appreciate a lot. And yes, in an Openweight World Championships, if I could fight him, it would be an immense honour. What would Teddy say if it's me that will beat him?
And Marais would be involved in a mouth-watering first contest against Olympic bronze medalist at over 100 kilograms, or Sasson of Israel. It's this type of matchup which gives the Openweight Championships its unique appeal. And it was Marais who took the lead, countering the Israeli for a Wazari.
Marais, a Wazari up, and really enjoying fighting the heavyweights, loves it. Osodagari! Sasson goes over, second Wazari. Straight into the hold down here, and I don't think Sasson's going to get out of that. Well, Marais absolutely loving it, fighting the heavyweights, the winner in Abu Dhabi, and now, well, winning here against Sasson.
Rolling back the years in the same pool as Marais was Russia's Alexander Mikhailin. The 2001 World Openweight champion countered the Frenchman in the dying seconds of their contest. Marais' dream meeting with Riner would not come to pass. But there was another under 100 kilogram fighter making waves. Toma Nikiforov produced one of the ippons of the day against Morocco's Adil Hadji with a sublime dropping shoulder throw, using his speed to maximum effect against the bigger man. Next, Nikiforov would take on another big thrower. Georgia's Matiashvili produced this stunning Tayatoshi against Andrei Kolesnik of the Ukraine. But once again, Nikiforov's speed served him well, as he caught Matiashvili for a wazari on the buzzer to set up a quarter-final against Mikhailin. Nikiforov admitted later to idolising Mikhailin as a boy, but in their matchup he did not hold back, catching the 38-year-old Russian with a clever foot sweep which landed him on top and in a pin. He was through to the semi-final. Pool D boasted the legendary under 90 kilogram fighter Ilias Iliadis of Greece, who had come out of retirement just to compete here in Marrakech. He would take on Roy Mayer of the Netherlands in his opening contest, a matchup which saw judo fans gathering in their droves to watch. And there was a brief moment in which Iliadis looked to have found a breakthrough. But the years and the wait were too much for him, as Mayer scored a wazari with a huge Osoto Gari. But as always, Iliadis was all smiles. It was Japan's Kagiura Kokuru who came through the pool to face Nikiforov in the semi-final, with the Belgian causing even more of a stir by throwing for ippon to set up a final against Riner. Kagiura would lose out for bronze to his compatriot Ojitani, whilst in another domestic sort-out, Alex Garcia Mendoza defeated his Cuban teammate Andy Granda for the other bronze. But before we see Teddy in the final, it's time to reflect on the wider role of judo in society. On the eve of the competition here in Marrakech, we joined an IJF delegation as they discovered the impact judo is having in a special project in Moroccan orphanages.
On est là dans une salle où ils s'entraînent les enfants de l'orphelinat Babroumet. Ici, il y a plus que 130 élèves qui pratiquent le judo dans cet orphelinat-là. Et on a d'autres orphelinats à Meknès, il y a presque 120. À Casablanca, il y a plus que 500 qui pratiquent le judo dans les orphelinats. On a pensé de faire ce projet-là, ça fait maintenant 5 ans. On a commencé le projet à Casablanca et je pensais de faire le judo dans les orphelinats avec monsieur le président Shafiq Ktani. Et on a des maisons des abandonnés et on fait de judo avec eux. Maintenant, ça fait 5 ans. On a dépassé les vingtaines des orphelinats au niveau du Maroc. Il vient chez nous, ici, à l'orphelinat, des autorités de judo. Et parmi ces gens-là, il y a M. Vizer, le président de la Fédération internationale de judo, avec des champions. Et ils ont donné à ces enfants un grand effort pour continuer dans cette discipline. Grâce au judo, il devient sage. Ils ne fassent pas des choses qui l'aident dans leur avenir et surtout dans les écoles, l'étude. Les champions du Maroc et même les anciens champions qu'ils ont venus avec le champion olympique Teddy Riner, il a donné un effort aux petits pour qu'ils pratiquent ce judo-là. peut-être un jour, on va voir des champions qui vont sortir des orphelinats. Et même de cette orphelinat-là.
So, one more match remaining. Toma Nikiforov of Belgium against Teddy Riner of France for the 2017 World Openweight title.
Nikiforov in the final of the World Openweight Championships. What a day he's having. And Teddy Riner, well, he's going for his 10th world title. Dominating the grip. Now the Sumagaeshi! He opens up the account there. What a wazari that was. He's been under pressure all day, has to be said. And this is the technique that's got him out of trouble quite a few times. Sumagaeshi there. And the Moroccan Minister of Youth and Sport and Mr. Marius Vizer, the President of the IJF, really enjoying this match. Nikiforov now not stopping there. He's not happy with this, trying to pull the head down of Teddy Riner. Oh, he went for Osoto, gets countered for a second wazari. And Nikiforov here taking all sorts of chances. Really taking the fight to Teddy Riner, not giving up in any way. Reaches, just overreaches that little bit. And the Kubakata there, the gripping of Teddy Riner makes all the difference. What a fight this is! He's gonna do it! Teddy Riner is a 10 times world champion. He holds up both hands, and that's for a reason. And there's his family up there celebrating. His fans celebrate, his family celebrates. And Teddy Riner, well, he had to win 6 matches to win his 10th world title. And he did it in style. He really did. He dug deep, and he had to dig deep because this man here really took the fight to him. And that was amazing stuff here from a great champion. He runs off to celebrate with his fans, with his family, and he just is a very special champion because he is a 10 times world champion, 2-time Olympic champion, and that is absolutely unprecedented. It's something that nobody can even think about doing, and it's now happened. His family here, his mum gives him a big hug, says you did well, and my goodness, didn't he just? It was an amazing performance from a great man. Teddy Riner, 10 times a world champion.
It's clearly a different style because there's under 90s and under 100s and heavyweights. And with this salad, this mix, you need to find a way to express yourself and get through the day. And having believed in this medal, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. I never thought I could be 10-time world champion. When I started judo, I never even thought I'd be world champion just once. And it's also the open weight title, which is judo's most prestigious title, so I'm proud to have won it.
The World Open Championship, it's a great event because decide who is the best female and male judoka in the world. In that case was Asahina from Japan and Teddy Riner from France, who won for the 10th time the world champion title. Congratulations to both winners and to all athletes. It was a great event, well organized by the Morocco Judo Federation with the support of the government. Thank you very much to Morocco supporting so many great judo events.